friends, my fellow freedom lovers, sovereign thinkers. Thank you for tuning to LL3 Podcast. My name is Craig, transmitting from the beautiful swampy mangroves of South Florida, and today's date is Monday, December 21st, 2020. Wow. Well, the year is almost ending, my friends. Amazing, huh? Totally amazing. But, got Christmas coming up. And, of course, Kwanzaa, New Year's, the Three Kings, all that good stuff. But, I'll make this really simple. Thanks for everyone for listening to my show. I know how it's accelerated, and I thank everyone for doing that. And, of course, the outlets for taking the initiative on sharing this. You help make all this happen, one way or the other. Hey, like I said, I'm not a big fancy rich guy. I have part of some corporate puppets by any means, or corporate owned, but you know what? That's all well and good. So I will tell you if you want to do donations. I'll give you the site after this when the show is about to end. And so that will be it in that aspect. So I'll just like browsing around as usual. And I'm going to do a couple of articles here from the Epoch Times that got my attention. They say it's part of the whole cancel culture extravaganza, which I'm no Wellian snowflake or sap. I get offended if I see something. Oh my goodness. Let's all pamper these little clowns, these little cowards and wussies, and pat them on the head, a bunch of little puppy dogs. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. The Schlep Rock generation. So, this one here is about statue of Confederate General Robert E. Lee removed from U.S. Capitol building. And this one's written by Masuma Haku. Hopefully I pronounced the person's name correctly. As it reads here, Virginia's governor announced Monday that his state chose to remove the Confederate statue of Robert E. Lee from the U.S. Capitol building. What is the governor? Oh, he chose. Adding that the statue of Lee will be replaced by a statue of civil rights leader Barbara Jones. Good grief. Governor Northam, a Democrat, expressed his support for the removal of Lee's statue, writing on Twitter, "Last night, Virginia removed his statue from Robert E. Lee from the U.S. Capitol. This is an important step forward. It's past time we tell our story with images of perseverance, diversity, and inclusion." So if I was a corporate butt boy, I'm more patriotic than General Robert E. Lee. That's what Northam's trying to tell you. Being owned by Michael Bloomberg, who was funded and groomed by this, who groomed this hack. You gotta respect them. Wow. Look, I can tell you anything about Governor Northam. Benedict Arnold was way more of a man than he will ever be. Okay? You can quote that and send it to him for all I care. Well, I'll continue on here. Each state is permitted to have two statues in the U.S. Capitol's National Statuary Hall collection, but a Virginia State Commission decided to replace the statue of Lee, which had been placed there in 1909, along with President George Washington's statue. The Confederacy is a symbol of Virginia racist and divisive history, and it's a past time we tell our story with images of perseverance, diversity, and inclusion, Northam said in the statement. I look forward to seeing a trailblazing young woman of color represent Virginia in the U.S. Capitol, where visitors will learn about Barbara Jones' contributions to America and be empowered to create positive change in their communities just like she did. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, Democrat from California, also praised the removal of Lee statue, writing that it was welcome news, she added. The halls of Congress are very heart of our democracy, and the statue within this Capitol should embody our highest ideas as Americans. Was she on pills making that statement? We're not a democracy, stupid. And remember, her example of a fine Italian is Benito Mussolini. Just look at her track record. Double speak, right? Hypocrisy to the core. This is why, in my first term as House Speaker under the leadership of the Democrats in Congress, we relocate Robert Lee statue out of the place in honor in National Statuary Hall, where the statue of Rosa Parks now proudly stands. Pelosi wrote the statement on Monday. Pelosi called Confederate statues homages to hate. Remember, she has no fidelity herself. Okay, so this is how pathetic some of these speakers are. Twilight Zone. But when it comes to you violating your rights, she's exceptional. Remember, everything they say about these statues and so forth, about other people, they're actually emulating themselves. This is how these clowns think. And they believe you're so damn stupid. I know I've been a little bit vulgar, but forgive me here, folks. And this is why we have worked to remove other symbols of hate in the Capitol and across the country, including by passing legislation this summer, removing statues of Confederate officials and other representatives of bigotry from the Capitol, and by beginning the process of renaming military bases and infrastructures named after Confederate leaders through this year's National Defense Authorization Act, NDAA. And here's the thing. Men like Stonewall Jackson and Robert E. Lee, they served on the United States. Many of these people that were commanders of the Confederacy fought together with Grant and a few others with the war, during the Mexican-American War. Okay? If you really start studying your history about this, you understand where I'm coming from. And I have differences. Remember, it's government, but there's reasons why things occur, why secession happened. It's not slavery. That's an invalid argument. It's federal intervention, taxing the crap out of them on their tariffs. Yeah, but that's okay. That's exceptional. And it's funny because Abraham Lincoln drafted, during the draft, the Conscription Act, he signed into law, was only conscripting white people. Could we say racist discrimination? Many of them did. And the sad thing about a lot of the rich, because they could afford $300 to pay the I call it the ransom to not be drafted. A lot of free blacks in that area got beaten to a pulp. Some of them were hung too. That's not good either. But like I say, it's a lot of double speak here. Pelosi is referring to Senator Elizabeth Warren, Democrat from Massachusetts, amend to the fiscal year 2021 NDA, which was filed in June with the aim of removing all names, symbols, displays, monuments, and paraphernalia that honor any way the Confederacy. Warren, who is a progressive, you mean a stagnant, former presidential candidate, has said that the U.S. is a racist country, and ridding the nation of these symbols will help end decades of injustice. Yeah. She's the racist, my friends. Don't be surprised if she has her altar of the Ku Klux Klan, or maybe all these famous, infamous tyrants. She has as an altar at her own place, in her chambers. As a member of the Senate Armed Service Committee, I filed an amendment to the annual defense bill last night to rename all bases named for Confederate generals. It's long past time to end the tribute to white supremacy on our military installations. There's people out there, I know on Facebook, think should be a great president. Please spare me. Good grief. Emulate the ones you despise. Bunch of tyrants here. President Donald Trump has voiced opposition to Warren's amendment, particularly renaming military bases across the country. It's been suggested that we should rename as many as 10 of the legendary military bases, such as Fort Bragg in North Carolina, Fort Hood in Texas, Fort Benning in Georgia, etc. These monumental and very powerful bases have become part of a great American heritage and a history of winning victory and freedom. The United States of America trained and deployed our heroes on these hallowed grounds and won 2 world wars. Therefore, my administration will never even consider renaming these magnificent and fabled military installations. Our history as a great nation in the world will not be tampered with. Respect our military. Well. Like him or not, I have to agree with him on that one. Remember, folks, cancel culture, censorship, and they still want you to buy the official narrative on why the war started. It wasn't a civil war. It was the war against the United States versus the Confederate States of America. And I'm from New York, by the way. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, okay? Yeah, and I lived in South Florida for 43 years. A lot of great knowledge out there, folks. Don't be part of this herd conformity. Everyone gets offended. Spare me. You think your censoring people is gonna help humanity? No, it will suppress, have us be dumb, stagnant, and pathetic. Why is that? Because you don't want us to know about the past. And a little bit war and Nancy Pelosi and Northam, it's like yippee yappy and yahooey. Pathetic, unmerited individuals. Yeah. And I was like, even though my congressman down here, another clown. He voted for this bill. I did let him know about it too. He hasn't called back. But of course, I used decorum. Don't have to go on a tirade. If you don't learn from the past, folks, we're doomed to repeat it. So hey, how about we just take down Abraham Lincoln's memorial, demolish that? Hey, he supported slavery. He was a racist, but that's called exceptionalism. He was caught in the middle of a lot of things as well. I still tell people the banksters killed him. They were involved. John Wilkes Booth was the great patsy. He was involved, of course. So I say, hey, leave him be. That's why I always gave the thumbs up to Gettysburg about leave those statues alone. We got to know these people, understand their principles, why they served under those commands on both sides. If we don't learn from them, we're going to repeat ourselves. And the cancel culture, Orwellian snowflakes and saps don't want you to know that. You know what? Just give them a big middle finger and tell them, or other words, tell them up yours. You don't own me. Never have, never will. That's enough of that. Well, I'm going to do one more here. And same newspaper. Let's hear. New Mexico sheriff says he won't enforce unconstitutional health order. It's by Jicapan. And it says here, the sheriff of New Mexico's largest county said over the weekend that he won't enforce the state's public health order, calling governor's restrictive measures unconstitutional. In a video posted on YouTube, Sheriff Manny Gonzalez said the Bernalillo County, where Albuquerque, New Mexico's largest city, is located, has seen more than his fair share of personal hardships and devastation amid the CCP virus epidemic. This year, my office listened to numerous citizens concerned about what have been categorized as oppressive lockdown mandates, Gonzalez said. I sympathize with the families, business owners, and children and house of worship to the point that they believe that their civil liberties are being compromised. Some elected office holders have prioritized turning everyday citizens into villains for simply attempting to live their lives in the pursuit of happiness. He continued, noting that children in his community are being denied meaningful learning due to school closures. Families have to wait in line for hours to buy food and necessities, and many businesses have been permanently shut down. As of Monday, every one of New Mexico's 33 counties is categorized as red under the state's three-tiered red to green system of measuring the risk of the virus spread in specific counties. In counties that are at the red tier, where the virus is more prevalent, indoor dining is prohibited, gatherings are restricted to no more than 5 people, and retailers deemed essential can only operate more than 25% of maximum occupancy. Gonzalez said his department will keep working to make sure the community is safe from crime, but will not enforce orders that subvert your constitutional rights. My agency's focus will continue to be public safety, apprehending actual criminals, and not harassing everyday citizens attempting to make a life for themselves and their families in Bernalillo County, he said. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. In response to the video, a spokesperson with Governor Michelle Lujan Griswold, called Jisms, also said that all New Mexicans should agree that the restrictive measures are meant to save lives. Over 2,000 New Mexicans have been killed by COVID-19, including 460 people in Bernalillo County, the spokesperson said in a statement to KRQE, an Albuquerque-based CBS affiliate. It's deeply disappointing, not to mention directly harmful, that any public official will take any action that undermines the health and safety of their community. All New Mexicans should agree on the importance of doing anything and everything we can to save lives. Well, you know what? I always congratulate Sheriff Gonzalez on choosing wisely. Can you agree? Absolutely. You gotta give him that love out there, folks. At least he's doing something that's right. Protecting the people's rights. He has honored his oath under the New Mexican Constitution. If you read Article 2 of that document titled Bill of Rights, it's self-explanatory. So you know what? I like it. I admire what he did, and I told my brother, my mom, everyone out there, talk to your sheriff. That's the way to do it. I'm going to have to start doing this with Tony Gregory. Ask him, hey, so you're gonna support the restrictions? You're gonna protect the people's rights? Or you're gonna be obedient to Bertha Henry's orders? Okay, so that's good. I'm glad he chose wisely. And that will be it. I thank everyone for listening. Plus, feel free to download and share this throughout your social media networks. If you have any questions, comments, or something that's interesting you want to check out, whatever you do, please send your correspondence to Decorum. Furthermore, I'll leave the footnotes of this episode on my speaker page. If you want to contact me, you can hit me at LookYouLuck3@gmail.com. Looks like there's some issues with any Google network, so I'll give you another one here, which I prefer, LookYouLuck03@protonmail.com. And if you want to send a donation, you can hit me at paypal.me/LookYouLuck3. And you can support the Epoch Times. And I just did a quick trial on this, and I might just subscribe to them annually, because they're a real good newspaper. I'm very pleased with on the content. All right, once again, thank you for your time. Please always remember that demoniac resistance is healthy for the soul and can liberate humanity. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Keep on spreading the love, and may your guardian spirits be with you.